Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commanders Core studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a fun one for you. Commanders built around forgotten mechanics that absolutely win. If you are interested in any of the cards of this episode, check out that card list link in the description below. With all that said, let's jump into them. First up, Myojin of Seeing wins. I absolutely love this commander. A 3/3 spirit for 10 mana in blue. That's right, 10 mana, but believe me, it is well worth it. Comes into play with a divinity counter on it if you played it from your hand. Indestructible, a divinity counter on it. By removing that divinity counter from it, draw a card for each permanent you control. Divinity counters are incredibly rare and really have not been brought back essentially ever. They are a thing that is so incredibly unique that they're basically just for these Myojin, and they are so restrictive. Again, you need to have played this from your hand, but there are certain things that can work with this. Well, first of all, bouncing it, replaying it, and it is well worth getting that counter because once you do, my goodness, you can draw an insane amount of cards, especially with, well, proliferation. Inexorable Tide is just such a good example, basically, of a card that is like, hey, you know what? You keep playing spells, you keep drawing insane amounts of cards. Enchantment for 5 mana in blue, whenever you cast a spell, proliferate. So get extra divinity counters, but you can actually shortcut this too with something like Clone. Yeah, Clone. A very simple card. Again, any clone that you might have in blue can essentially go, hey, I'm actually the Myojin. Enter the battlefield as a copy of that. I get the divinity counter because I was played from the hand, and now I am the Myojin. I get proliferated. I get all those counters. I draw an insane amount of cards. Again, literally just going, okay, remove a counter, draw 10 cards. Okay, oh yeah, some untap effects, some extra turn effects, whatever they're going to be. Do it again, and again, and again. Draw your entire library. Have a ton of fun with this insanely unique commander. Iname Death Aspect is such a cool commander. A 4/4 spirit for 6 mana in black. Enters the battlefield and may search life for any number of spirit cards. Put them right in your graveyard. If you do, shuffle your library. Literally a mass tutor to graveyard, a mass entomb effect. Such a unique effect that, well, basically no other commanders really have that. It is specific, yes, for spirits, but there are a lot of amazing spirits out there, and you can set yourself up for the coolest of plays. I mean, first of all, Songs of the Damned. I love this card. Back in the day, I actually built a pauper deck around this. Anyways, it's an instant for a single black mana. Add black to your mana pool for each creature card in your graveyard. So a mass ritual effect that essentially goes, okay, I play my commander, and if I have 1 extra mana for this, all of a sudden, my turn is going to be insane. Because let's say I've got 30 spirits on my deck, all of a sudden they're all in my graveyard. I get 30 mana off of this. Yeah, I'm probably just going to win right then and there. And of course, you are in the color of reanimation. You've got so many ways to reanimate. Living Death, a great one to go, hey, let's get everything out. Source for 5 mana. Each player exiles all creature cards to their graveyard. Sacrifice all creatures they control. Puts all cards exiled onto the battlefield. Basically just a way to go, hey, you know what, let's replace the battlefield with a graveyard. And now all of a sudden, I've got every single one of my spirits in play. Absolutely amazing, absolutely insane. Such a fun, unique commander, again, that is so cool and so powerful with the right build. Sun Quan, Lord of Wu, is such a cool commander. A 4/4 human soldier for 6 mana in blue. Very simple, very effective. Creatures you control have horsemanship, meaning that they can't be blocked except by creatures with horsemanship. Such a weird mechanic. Again, back in the day, it might have made sense. All right. These characters are not on horses. They're slow. This character's on a horse. Very fast. Hard to block, obviously. Can't do that. No, just because you're on a horse doesn't mean that you can't be blocked by anything, in real world, but in Magic, it does. You need to be on a horse to block someone with a horse. Basically, your entire team is unblockable, which is insane. Absolutely crazy. You just have one commander go, blanket, everything is unblockable. Because of that, obviously, you can lean into things like Bite and Fasten. There's a lot of these type of effects, essentially. Hey, creature you control deals combat each player, you draw a card. Oh, awesome. By the way, I can also force my opponent's creature to attack if able, if I want to. That being said, being able to just go, yeah, my creatures are unblockable. When they hit, I draw cards. I'm going to get an insane amount of cards. Of course, you can also lean into other things like, well, guaranteed hits with creatures, so Infect's on the menu. Phyrexian Juggernaut, 6 mana, 5/5 Juggernaut with Infect, and when it attacks, each combat if able. Oh, cool. Well, that's fine. Hey, when they hit, that is half a player's life total, basically, because, again, Infect is poison counters. You only need 10 to take someone out. So, basically, this is a 2-shot KO on anyone. Yeah, such a fun commander, such a unique commander, one that basically says, hey, yeah, everyone get a horse. Again, just picture that Phyrexian Juggernaut on a horse. Scary. But yeah, everyone's got a horse, and because of that, yeah, you can't stop me. Karn, Silver, Golem, an oldie but a goodie. Such a unique commander, a 4/4 Golem for 5 mana. It says when it blocks or becomes blocked, it gets -4/+4 until end of turn. By paying 1, target non-creature artifact is artifact creature power and toughness, each equal to its casting cost until end of turn. Yeah, the whole blocking or becoming blocked thing is nice. I mean, I guess, or it's like, hey, I'm protected, okay? Like, I get 8 toughness. Cool, good for me. More importantly, though, artifact animation, turning any of those non-creature artifacts into artifact creatures, which has so many cool implications. First of all, I mean, like, Voltaic Construct, a card like this can go, hey, pay 2, untap target artifact, becomes a combo engine with this commander. Again, any of those kind of mana rocks that tap for a good amount, 3 and Dynamo, etc., which you're already going to be using in the deck anyways, now become infinite mana sources, which is very easy to do. That being said, also, you can do some pretty disgusting things if you've got the budget for it, like Mycosynth Lattice. Hey, all permanents are artifacts, there's other types, also turns basically all things colorless cool anyways. But what matters is everything is an artifact, including lands, and all of a sudden, well, Karn Silver Golem can say, hey opponent, that non-creature artifact land that you have right there is now a creature, with power toughness equal to casting cost, which is nothing, so it's a 0/0. Oh, your land's gone? Okay, 1 more mana, your land's gone? Okay, 1 more mana, your land's gone? You see where this is going. It can be a disgusting combo engine commander with a very unique effect, again, to animate artifacts. In a somewhat similar way, Kamahl Fist of Krosa is insane! A 4/3 human druid for 6 mana in green. By paying a green mana, target land becomes a 1/1 until it turns to a land. By paying 5 mana, you basically get overrun. Creature control get +3/+3 gain trample till end of turn. Now, obviously, animating your own lands, fun! I mean, again, you can make your own army out of nowhere. That's great. You can pump them. Cool. Good for you. And that is a great way to finish opponents. But you can also finish them in really weird ways, too. Again, like mono, green, weird land animation, land destruction, maybe? Let's do that. Okay, sure. I mean, not just, of course, Nev's Disc, which can be a great way to do it, but yeah, turn all your opponent's lands into creatures with Kamahl. Again, you're in green, you can ramp, you get a lot of mana, or at least a lot of the lands you can do, and then go, hey, Nev's Disc, enter tap, but when you're untapped, I pay 1 tap to draw artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. All creatures go bye-bye. Or utilize a very old and janky card like Time Bomb. Yeah, that's right, Time Bomb. An artifact for 4. You're going to put a time counter on it, pay 1 tap, sacrifice it, deals damage to each creature with amount of time counters on Time Bomb. Now, this is just a way to go like, hey, I just need 1. And all of a sudden, next turn, I go, hey, yeah, turn your lands into creatures. And Kamahl says, bye-bye. Yeah, a really weird, old, janky commander that is like, you know what, we're utilizing a really cool, old mechanic to animate lands? Let's do that in our own ways. Again, of course, there are ways for you to take advantage of it too, but land destruction? Sure, why not? When it comes to destruction, though, Horobi is king. Death's Wail, a 4/4 spirit flying for 4 mana in black. Creature becomes the target of a spell or ability to destroy that creature. This is such an insanely cool commander. Again, any of those janky little effects that are just like, oh yeah, I happen to target something and don't really do much, now are just like, oh, one-shot KO on anything. A really old, weird card like Touch of Darkness is insanely good. An instant for a single black mana. Basically, you can choose any number of creatures, and now they are essentially black. And it's like, okay, cool. That normally really wouldn't have that much of an effect. But with this commander, it's, oh, pay a single black mana and target all your opponent's creatures, and they're all gone. This is a one-sided board wipe for 1 mana with this commander. Or, perhaps even weirder, Tetsamok Primal Death. A 6/6 Elder Dinosaur for 6 mana, but you're never going to pay that because it's going to stay in your hand. It's got Death Touch. Who cares? ETB destroy each creature. Who cares? Don't worry about that. Pay a single black mana, reveal it from your hand, put a prey counter on target creature, activate on during your turn. This is a repeat effect from your hand that you're like, okay, pay a black mana, reveal it. That creature's gone because I targeted it. That creature's gone. That creature's gone. That creature's gone. You keep targeting your opponent's creatures. You keep taking them out. It's an insanely cool and weird effect with this very weird, incredibly strange commander that's like, hey, targeting things equals demise. Commander Eesha is such a cool and underrated commander with some really cool art. A 2/4 bird soldier for 4 mana in white. flying, and protection from creatures. Yeah, pro creatures is a very weird, very rare thing that you never see, essentially, and has a lot of implications. I mean, first of all, again, your opponent's creatures cannot target this, which is quite nice. Your opponent's creatures also can't block this, and also they can't damage it. So, yeah, basically, you have an unblockable commander that also can just freely block your opponent's creatures and can never be taken out by them, essentially, which is quite nice. So, because of that, well, we can utilize really weird cards like Entangler, which are like, hey, enchant creature, it can block as many number of creatures as you want. So, all of a sudden, my commander Eesha can block every single creature on the battlefield and stick around because it is basically just a repeat fog. All right, your creatures hit me. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm staying around. Pariah kind of effects work as well. That being said, yeah, just pump this commander to oblivion. Use cards like Duel's Heritage. Double strike your opponents because, again, it is unblockable. You just keep making your commander unblockable basically every single turn by swinging. You're like, yeah, pro creatures. Oh, you still have creatures to block too. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about that. But yeah, pump your commander. Take out your opponents with this very strange, very weird, very amazing, unique commander. Llawan, Cephalid, Empress can be absolutely brutal. A 2/3 Cephalid for 4 mana in blue. Comes into play, return all blue creatures your opponents control back to their hands. Your opponents can't play blue creature spells. Absolutely disgusting, absolutely amazing. I mean, if you're just having me playing against, all mono blue decks, good for you, congratulations. That being said, let's make sure, because that's not always the case. So, of course, we can use a card like Shifting Sky. An enchantment for 3 mana comes into play, choose a color. All non-land permanents are the chosen color. All of a sudden, every single opponent's creature is now blue. And because of that, we are now able to, again, on any kind of a blink effect, any kind of a way to get our commander's ETB again, bounce every single one of our opponent's creatures again and again and again and again. And Painter's Servant, if you're willing to spend $35, yeah, gross. That being said, as it enters, choose a color, blue. All cards that aren't in the battlefield, spells, and permanents are the chosen color. Now your opponents are locked out of playing any of their creatures. They cannot do it because those creatures are now blue. We are fine because, again, this is a one-sided effect. And all of a sudden, our opponents are, well, locked out. And even if they do get their creatures back into play, we're just going to redo it and all of a sudden bounce their creatures again. Such a brutally effective, brutally efficient, and brutally unique commander. Bladewing the Risen is a hyper-specific, hyper-crazy, insanely cool commander, a 4/4 zombie dragon with flying for 7 mana in Rakdos. Enters the battlefield and may return target dragon permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and by paying 2 mana, essentially dragon creatures get +1/+1. That's nice, but more importantly, ETB hyper-specific reanimation, yeah, sign me up for that, because there's some really weird things that you can do with this. I mean, Molten Echoes is nice, but yeah, Curse Mirror also is a way to do it too. Artifact for 3 mana, tap spray red. As it enters, you may have become a copy of any creature on the battlefield until end of turn, except it has haste. Oh, okay, so I'm going to make it a copy of my commander, which gets taken out because of the legend rule. But then the ETB happens, bringing it back. But then that ETB happens with the legend rule. Legend rule happens, goes away, brings itself back again and again and again and again and again and again. And you see where this is going, essentially. What you are doing is creating a loop. And of course, if you got any kind of impact tremors things in play, all opponents are gone. The creature comes into play. Well, 1 damage each opponent. So any ETB, LTB taking advantage of this is a way to win. Basically, infinite death triggers as well. You're able to just go, hey, opponents, we're taking y'all out with a very strange, very weird, very skeletonized dragon. Go Bladewing. And finally, one of the most expensive commanders of all time, not mana value-wise, but price-wise, my goodness, $222.56. We've got Angus Mackenzie, a 2/2 for 3 mana in Bant, and by paying 3 mana in Bant, tap, creatures attack and block as normal, but none deal any damage. All attacking creatures are still tapped. Use ability only before attack damage is dealt. Basically, fog. That is what this does. This is literally just fog, which is like, hey, no damage this turn by creatures. Cool. Awesome. This is such a cool effect where you're just going, hey, yeah, if you attack me, you know what's happening because my commander's untapped. I can go, yeah, you're not hitting me. So no damage is done. And this one, obviously, you have backup fogs in the deck as well, just in case. But obviously, other cards like White Blue Adventurer can make it so your commander's always untapped, essentially. Enters battlefield, take the initiative. Nice. Game each opponent's upkeep, untap a creature control. Cool. So now we can just keep untapping that commander again and again and again. If we completed a dungeon, untap all creature control instead. That's nice as well. That being said, again, yeah, if we've got enough mana, that's fine. We can just keep untapping our commander, fogging our opponents, and winning with weird cards like Azor's Electors if we really want to. 3/5 Human Advisor for 5 mana, and Azorius. Beginning of your upkeep, put a filibuster counter on it. If it's got 5 more counters on it, you win the game. Source deals damage to you, remove a filibuster counter from it. Yeah, we're able to just go, Fog? Fog. Fog? Yeah, Fog. That's all we're doing with this commander. Such a weird old commander that focuses on something that you never see in Commander. Yeah, quite a pricey, but quite a fun commander. And with that, this episode is come to a close. Make sure you comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.